We're looking at our favorite hemorrhoid on the planet, Johnny Somali, a man that has made a mockery of himself in numerous countries and has become one of the most awful American tourists.
Johnny Somali has been arrested in Israel for harassing a female police officer.
This is the same streamer that has been causing havoc in Japan last year. He was arrested.
American YouTuber Johnny Somali rubs oil on his body and dances lewdly in front of Sonyeosang, otherwise known as Statue of Peace. The statue symbolizes all women, including girls, who were forced into sexual slavery by the Japanese military during World War II. Becoming the center of a public uproar with his antics, he also caused disturbances in a convenience store and even out on public streets.
He's basically being hunted down by actual Navy SEALs at this point and beaten within an inch of his life.
There's no clout more to get in Korea.
What does a narcissist facing up to 29 years in a Korean jail know about life that you don't? And how has he used it to live a life that, believe it or not, might be happier than yours? IRL streamer Johnny Somali is embodying a key teaching that motivational speakers like Robbins and Jordan Peterson have used to gain millions of followers. Followers who are desperately trying to unlock happy, fulfilling lives. In this video, we'll uncover the foundation of what makes us human, how it shapes our decisions, and most importantly, how it's led the world's most notorious streamer to live a life that might be more fulfilling than yours. And no, it's not the attention,
I'm famous, he's a beta male,
traveling, or large amounts of money.
You want to compare bank accounts? I'm pretty sure I'm doing better than you.
You're about to see the surprising truth behind what drives your happiness, and discover a way to apply this wisdom without becoming a narcissistic menace or landing yourself in jail. Have you ever seen this before? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This pyramid explains everything we need for a fulfilling life. Level 1 is food, water, sleep, and shelter, the basics for survival. Level 2 encompasses safety and security, whether it be physical, financial, or emotional. Level 3 is about love and belonging. This can include meaningful relationships, being seen, and feeling valued. Level 4 is all about self-esteem. This includes your confidence, respect, and personal achievements. Finally, level 5, self-actualization, living authentically and reaching your full potential. We all have an internal force driving us to meet these needs. It's the foundation of why we do anything, and meeting them defines the level of happiness we feel. That's why something as simple as being hungry can shift a small inconvenience into a ruined day.
Can we turn the AC up? I'm dying back here.
It's on. Can't you feel it?
Can you feel that?
Oh.
Jeff, eat a Snickers, please.
Why?
Every time you get hungry, you turn into a diva.
Turn into a diva.
Better?
Better. You're not you when you're hungry.
Here's where it gets interesting. We all have needs, but the way we meet them, that's where it can get messy. Here's a challenge. Put a finger down if you sacrifice your weekends or free time for others. Put a finger down if you tolerate toxic relationships. Put a finger down if you avoid difficult conversations or arguments to keep the peace. Put a finger down if you've been conditioned to believe that it's selfish to prioritize yourself. Now, put a finger down if you're tired of it. How many fingers do you have left? The people pleaser's problem. You've been taught to stay silent and wait for others to recognize your needs and validate your choices. But the disappointing truth is, no one is going to do that for you. That's why you end up feeling like you love everyone more than they love you, and you're completely burnt out from self-sacrifice. You don't have impossibly high standards. People-pleasing just has you stuck in this unsatisfying cycle. But we're going to listen to 3 different versions of the same solution. Are you ready?
If you're the kind of person that is so focused on other people, you don't even know who you are anymore. you've been neglecting your own needs or silencing your own voice, or you constantly feel like a doormat that everybody walks on. People pleasing is definitely a problem for you.
It's often the case that people will treat other people better than they treat themselves. That happens extremely frequently. Treat yourself like you're someone that you care about.
You can learn how to consciously choose when you are going to put other people first and when you're going to put yourself first.
Despite the fact that you're not all that you could be, the proper attitude to have towards yourself is the attitude that you would have towards someone that you genuinely cared for.
You're gonna come up to me, bro, why are you being racist to other people in other countries? Why are you bullying people in other countries? For money, like, for clout. I've said it many times. I don't give a I have no morals. I'm a sociopath. I don't give a at all. Like, period. Like, put this in your next YouTube documentary. I don't give a. Like, I care about nobody but my fucking self.
Did you pick up on it? People pleasing isn't going to fulfill you or make you happy. To do that, you have to prioritize yourself and begin to meet your own needs. Let's get one thing clear. Johnny Somali has done a lot wrong, but there's something he does right. And his actions force us to confront an uncomfortable truth. Could focusing entirely on your own needs, even in extreme ways, actually make life simpler and happier? And if so, where do we draw the line between self-prioritization and selfishness? Yes, but actually no. What if I told you there's something people pleasers and Johnny have in common? Something that explains why he might be living a freer life than you are right now. They're both driven by the same underlying need for validation, but they go about it in vastly different ways. People pleasers sacrifice their own needs to gain love and acceptance. Johnny takes the exact opposite approach. He goes to the extremes to ensure his needs are met, regardless of the consequences. So, what can we learn from his controversial actions? Think of Johnny Somali as a mirror, showing us what it looks like to meet your needs unapologetically, but without the filter of compassion or boundaries. His extreme approach holds a crucial lesson for anyone stuck in people-pleasing patterns. He's bold in asserting himself, even if offensively. He's not afraid of judgment or rejection, and he positions himself as the main character in his narrative. On their own, there's nothing wrong with any of these traits. In fact, most people strive for them and see them as desirable. Where we draw the line between what Johnny's doing and what's acceptable is the effect it has on the lives and well-being of others. Johnny Somali's life is better simply because he's not people-pleasing and is prioritizing his needs, by definition allowing him to live a more fulfilling life. But his methods aren't what you or I would have done. Johnny's simple mindset of prioritize what I want and screw the consequences only worked for him in the short term. It gave him freedom, attention, and the thrill of doing whatever he wanted. But his blatant disregard for the needs and boundaries of others was a massive problem, disrespecting and insulting millions of people for short-term satisfaction and long-term consequences. You aren't a bad person for wanting your needs met or for taking control in order to have that. Johnny Somali feeds the fear and limiting belief that getting what you want means you have to be insufferable and rude. That's simply not true. Have your needs met without being an asshole. There are just as many kind, loving people out there getting what they need. What you focus on is what's amplified. Admit it. It's easier to believe you can't do anything because then you don't have to do anything. But meeting your needs doesn't have to be intimidating. The difference between you and Johnny Somali is that you can learn to put yourself first without becoming a blight to humanity. Here are 3 simple steps you can follow to meet your needs and lead a more fulfilling life. 1. Identify your needs. If you don't know what you need, it's harder to make yourself genuinely happy. Different forms of self-reflection such as journaling or seeking coaching can help you figure out what truly matters to you.
You're going to get more out of your life when you're more self-aware about when you start putting other people first and abandoning yourself. Gain more self-awareness so that you can interrupt this pattern and you can create a different pattern. You can take your power back.
2. Set boundaries. Learn to say no and enforce limits respectfully. It's okay if not everyone has access to you. Ask yourself if all this self-sacrifice and people-pleasing is even earning you love. And if it is, why are you still dissatisfied with your life? You don't need to be loved by everyone. And 3, prioritize your well-being. Engage in self-care by building a routine around what will nurture you. Be it skincare, hair care, a workout regimen, recreational activities.
You should figure out how you would like to be treated, like you were taking care of yourself.
Also, choose relationships that uplift you and align your life with your values. Don't do things because you're supposed to. Do things because they actually matter to you. Following these 3 steps can help you on your journey to a fulfilling, joy-filled life. Recognize your needs, take action, but don't lose sight of how your actions impact others. But transforming your people-pleasing habits is only the tip of the iceberg. Find out what other pitfalls are keeping you in dissatisfying relationships and what you can do to stop yourself from making these simple mistakes by clicking here. So, what have you learned from Johnny Somali? Let me know in the comments.